look. There we go. There we go. This is badger hair. So remember saying you see sometimes get bits of hair kicking around? Well, this is badger hair. Badger hair is it's not round. It's oval shaped. So when you roll it in your fingers, you can feel the edge of it basically. Let's stick it down here on this bit of wood. Need to do a bit of, see how it's got the darkness on it with the little white flecks at the end. Good bit of badger. Wonder if it's had a fight or something like that. It's been really toughed out there. You can see the badger track a lot actually here as well. So, part of me is like, take it to show people in the future. Show people badger hairs. Actually, I might do that. I might keep a hold of this.
Gentle Jungle says, I would use Farad or something.
I've got a group coming up soon, and it's nice to be able to show them things. A bit of me is thinking though I should leave it here for the birds, for their nests. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow it from nature for a while and then give it back after I've shown some more people. Need to wrap it up in something. There we go. So do I have to go through the race? So this thing here is called a race, and it's a kind of sorting pen for cattle, and they use these when their vet comes and things like that, and to sort the beasts out, get them inoculated, various things. So I saw the gate up here and thought I could get to it. And I probably can get to it. However,
Gentle Jungle says, I love learning all of this.
In order to get to that gate, I'd have to go into the field with the cows by going through the race. And I don't want to do that. And then when I'm in that bit over there, I would be in the field with those cows. Look at them. All these beasts on the landscape. They look pretty chilled. But the ones in this field here have spotted me. And they are curious. I want to say hello to you, Gentle. So let's go and kiss cows. Do you want to go and kiss cows? This would be, Keisha loves cows. Keisha, if you're watching the VOD, this is for you as well. Very curious looking cows. Hey guys. Hi. Yeah. Hi there.
Gentle Jungle says,
Hey.
OMG so excited.
Hi. Should we go the other side of the bush because it's spiky? Come on. Hi. Hi there. Hey, pretty thing. Look at your eyelashes. Oh. Kiss Gentle. Oh, kisses for Gentle. Oh. Sniffy, sniffy. Sniffy, sniffy, you're beautiful. Yeah, you are. Sniffy, sniffy. You gonna come and say hi? Sniff, sniff, sniffs. Hi. Hi there. Oh, you're pretty. What are you looking? Are you looking at my shoes?
Gentle Jungle says, fuzzy lips.
Looking to see what I've got. Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff. Hey. Sniff, sniff. Hi. So farming is an important part of a lot of people's livelihood here in the Galloway and Southern Ayrshire Biosphere. So while we're out looking at nature, we'll also look at livestock as well, and we'll maybe get some conversations with some farmers and stuff. Maybe we can go to some places that make artisan products, like there's some cool places that make special Galloway cheeses and things like that. Oh. That's it. They're bored with me now. Either that or they've spotted somebody else. You hear that cuckoo? Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get to that wet patch, sadly. There's another wet patch.
Wolohans says, is there any Highland cows about?
There's Highland cows down by...
Gentle Jungle says, I baby talk my TV and the sniffy sounds tickled my neck from hearing in one ear. Wolohans says, and good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Wolo. There are Highland cows down near the beach beside the old road. So maybe we'll see them today as well. Oh dear. There's a deer. Up ahead. Let's go slowly. I might see it again. See it going into the trees? It's a roe deer. There it goes, bouncing off. See it? Boing, boing, boing. Nice. Bambi. Did you see the deer? It's there, it's watching me. So if we had the telescope, we'd be able to see that. See it bounding off? This big white bottom, making it very obvious. Yeah, this is like a good place to potentially see snakes as well. This is the time of year to see snakes because what they do is because they're cold-blooded, they get cold at night. Like last night it was quite cold. And so they have to heat up in the morning before they slither off and go hunting. So That's why you can find them alongside walls and stones and things like that. Particularly walls like this one. And it's all tumbled down and it's brack in it, like perfect adder habitat. To be honest. Perfect. The thing is, they can hear me coming, well, they feel me coming. You feel your footsteps coming, and they slither off. Probably on the wrong side of this wall anyway. It should be on the other side. You never know. There's a big wood pile there as well. That also looks like a good potential spot to find adders in amongst all that wood.
Gentle Jungle says, don't get bitten by an adder.
Obviously they're very difficult to see. Sometimes you can be lucky. I bet there's an adder in there. I bet you there's some toads and frogs and things under that as well. Looks like an ideal amphibian refuge. Herptiles, really, amphibians and reptiles together. Herpetology, H-E-R-P, herpetology, herptiles.
Gentle Jungle says, my snake would curl up with only a bit of her lil fave poking out from under a pillow.
Oh yeah, okay. You've got a snake, so you know how they behave. Some nice foxglove here as well. Just
Gentle Jungle says, she's passed. R.I.P. Pandora.
oh, how old was Pandora? And did she have a box?
I had her for 20 years.
Wow, 20 years. Is it quite like, I don't know how, I know some snakes can live for quite a long time.
Gentle Jungle says, she was a Nocatee corn snake. Captivity helps. And not overfeeding.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose that they probably don't. There are probably a lot more pressures in the wild that might be problematic for them. I think I'm not going to wander along the side here. I'm going to go down onto this, what looks like a deer track or something like that. Still might see something. Getting a low battery as well, which is telling me it's, yeah, and low gimbal battery as well. Telling me we've nearly finished our little wander around in the dawn. And yeah, soon we must be on our way. To further explore the biosphere. It's lovely waking up with you this morning, Gentle. And Dave came in for a hello.
Death on Streams says, smashing a follow for encouragement. Lovely stream.
Easy, Death. Lovely to see you. Welcome. Welcome to Exhibit Scotland's Biosphere live streams. It's a bit more like morning now than dawn. But it was nice being woken up by the cuckoo. You hear it? Amazing. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the support. Much appreciated. Let's go up here a bit. Looks a bit wet down there. I know I was looking for that plant initially. But I'm now concerned about getting back to the van before the batteries run out. Getting you plugged in. Not got far to go though, which is good. A little bit of bird's foot trefoil there we just passed. Nice to see. Pea family is a very
Gentle
big
Jungle
family.
says, it's been a lovely wind down for me. Nearly 2 a.m. I feel nature bathed.
Oh, nice. Hopefully you'll have a nice sleep as a result of all this chill. Pleased that you feel nature bathed. That's the whole point. Isn't it weird that you go into a supermarket and they have labels on the organic stuff, and the organic growers have to go through a special organic certification screen to prove how organic they are and all this sort of thing. But the people that put chemicals on things, they don't have to put anything on. So I think it should be the other way around. The people that put chemicals on should have to put a label on the carrots or the vegetables, whatever, saying chemical vegetables. And they should put on labels of what chemicals were used, so people know how...
Gentle Jungle says, yes, it's so backwards.
So people know how dangerous the vegetables are that they're eating. There's a warbler on the tree. Can we see it? See it out there? Hey, off it goes. Yeah, it's nuts. That would make people think, isn't it? If your vegetables had chemical vegetables, Roundup, cancer causing, this, that, If that was on your apples and stuff like that, you'd be like, I think I'll go for the organic ones. It's just, we need to change this shit, man.
Gentle Jungle says, I'm allergic to non-organic stone fruit and carrots especially, unless they're cooked well.
The cuckoo's on the wire. Cuckoo's on the wire. No, it's flying. I see it. was a little warbler or something attacking it, saying, "Nah, not on my watch."
Gentle Jungle says, the cuckoo came to find you.
That was nice. It's nice I actually got to see it. Okay. Let's get you set up for a bit of journeying around. So what do we need to do? First of all, I need to put the key in the car, right, sorted. Next off, I need to switch the gimbal off and hold on to you. There we go. And I need to take the clamp off without pressing any buttons. Okay, fantastic. Next, I need to clamp you in here without pressing any buttons. Done. And I need to level that off. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Happy days. Done a dawn bird walk. Listened to cuckoos and warblers. The odd blackbird, some geese, ducks. Good. So, we've got a choice. We can either keep going deeper into the biosphere, or we can start cruising back. And maybe stop somewhere else on the way back. I think that's what we'll do.
Gentle Jungle says, get water, water droplet.
Yeah. I think going back the way is probably the good plan. And there's a couple of spots that I thought it would be nice to stop, potentially, where there's a river. Because I'd really like to find some nice little spots by rivers where we could sit and potentially look for. Just had to check, do a wee tick check there. I was like, oh, I feel something. It's important to just check for ticks and things like that. I'll do a bit of a tick check later. I think probably should have done that before I got in the van. Just check my legs while I'm here. I think we'll be all right. One of the things I noticed about Dumfries and Galloway when I was living down there is there was not very many ticks at all. And the people thought it was because the animals were so well treated that the ticks weren't really around. I don't really believe that though. But I never got a tick while I was down that way. So, let's start our little tootle off. There is a chance that when we're driving that it will F. Please bear with me while I drive to a spot where it's not Fing. If the stream shuts down and stops, as soon as I realise that, I'm going to start the stream again. It's really useful if you guys chat to me when I'm driving around, because that helps me to know that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. And we seem to do all right when we came here. So, but then when I took the phone out of the position you're in right now, I stopped the stream by accident. So, anyhow, right. Okay, Harris, good morning. Are you ready? She started nicely there, which was good. I think our issues we've had with Harris starting is basically to do with the fact that we stop and start a lot. And I think we need to reduce that as much as possible, which is why I want to try to have a nice spread around the biosphere of spots that we can find. So I'm not just like going around or the coast where we've been. It's like just down the road, stop, down the road, stop. And it's not very good for Harris. She needs a bit of a drive in between. So ideally what I want to find is I want to be able to like have 4 or 5 spots that I can drive to and we can go to and spend a couple of hours in each spot. So we've got 4 or 5 of them, 2 hours in each. That's a 10 hours of streaming, you know. So a lot of this is about the exploring that we're doing at the moment. It's all about finding the spots, finding the routes.
Gentle Jungle says, ahoy valiant steed.
She's all good. I thought I heard a wee vibration, but I think it's just something in the door. So I'll put you forward so you can see where we're going. And that's the widest angle. What would you like? Would you like the widest angle, or would you like where you can see the bonnet, or do you want it to be a bit forwards? What do you want? Do you want bonnet, or do you want to be like at the end of the bonnet? Which one do you want? I'll let you choose. Here we go again, 2 cars crossing.
Lohan says, the end.
The end. Alright, we're just going to leave it like this then. Okay.
Watch Her says, wide will be best.
Wide will be best. Okay. It'll seem a bit faster when we're going wide.
Lohan says, lol. Gentle Jungle says, I thought wide too.
Okay. Let's do it. So, I don't want to go very fast. I want to, again, we're looking for places to pull in and look at things.
Sparrow Tia says, how's your day going?
It's going really well, thank you. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Biosphere. Biosphere Live. This is the first morning that I've spent overnight in the van. In the Biosphere. We were looking at bats and then hung out in the van a little bit for a little while. And then I spoke to Kamal, called Kamal up after the stream, and we had a bit of a blether about life. Why is it so difficult at the moment? So yeah, as you can probably see there's a 4G mast there, which is why we're getting such good signal out here. I'm really pleased about that. Enable us to be all around this area basically, as long as we don't.
Sparrow Tia says, do you think having an audio speak to you? What Chad says is a really good idea. What if somebody just comes in here and just starts seeing outrageous things?
Well, first of all, if we come in and start seeing outrageous things, then basically they'll be showing themselves up first of all. My community is pretty safe, and although it might not look like it, we do have some mods that just lurk away in the background, and it's amazing how quickly they appear when people or bots appear. I'm very grateful to my stealth mods.
Watch Her says, It's the same as the regular chat, probably.
Also, we've got the auto mod in there as well, so a bird, which here we call the divers. In America they call them loons, and they were getting auto modded because
Sparrow Tia says, for me, the stream is lagging right now.
For name calling or something. The stream's lagging, yeah, it will lag, and I appreciate you telling me that.
Gentle Jungle says, yes, darn 4 grams in the distance now.
So, just keep talking to me. It'll probably lag and then it'll get better and not better and all sorts. Also, I think the lag is kind of speed dependent as well. I noticed this with flying the drones. If you fly the drone quite slowly, then the connection between the stream and the drone seems to be quite solid. As soon as you start like speeding around with the drone and flying fast, I think there's another cuckoo. Yeah, it's another cuckoo. If you start going fast, then the signal's like, nah, not having it. Looks like a nice wee spot there as well. What's nice about it is to the left, the young conifer plantation it's mature but it's small, so you're kind of like in the canopy, which might be quite nice for looking at birds with a telescope. I'm not stopping just now though, it's too early in the wee drive. We're just cruising along at 35 miles an hour, so that's about 55 kilometers per hour. Really not going fast. And hopefully there won't be too much traffic. There's a nice valley just here. The lichen on the trees is incredible, and I thought there was somewhere where we could park, but it's a works car park for the Kilgallie wind farm. So, oh, there's a little water course there actually. Is this a river? Oh, it is a wee river. Interesting. Didn't notice that last night. So there's a little river here. Nice. Are you still with me, guys? Check 1, check 2. Just a wee check there. See if we were streaming there. Now we're just entered back into South Ayrshire. We're in Dumfries and Galloway there. Have I lost you? Problematic. It's like somebody's got a bit of nice land up there. Looks like a nice hut style dwelling up there. Lots of tree planting around it. Says I'm connected, so just gonna keep going until it says disconnected, and then I'll keep going again until I can connect. Idea of driving around doing this is to try and work out a map of where the good signal is and where the bad signal is. We might even have to work out some way of, like, in between the drives, like saying like, right, okay, the stream's going to be from this time till that time at one location, and then we'll just stop the stream.
Gentle Jungle says, I heard loon.
You heard a loon? What, where you are? Or did you just heard, are you talking about me? Oh, it's nuts here. Go and look for loons today. Crazy house here. Nice looking as well. Really interesting, like the brickwork on it and stuff. Some really nice properties around here. Little hobbit homes for people where their solar panels and everything, and a wee bit of land to grow their vegetables and stuff. So that's what we want. That's what I want. Mal and I were talking about that last night, and how, you know, when you're growing your own food or you're making your own stuff, how it really feels like living so much more than, you know, it feels like a kind of important type of living in comparison to the kind of living we have where we can just go and buy everything at convenience. That convenience is de-skilling us as individuals. Anyway, around and about in the biosphere there are all sorts of interesting crafts people, different villages. What I think would be really cool would be to, as well as the nature experiences, to just every now and again, if there is a local crafts person that's doing something cool, to go and visit them. Woodland for sale. Exciting.
Lohan says, defo need a car up here.
Good car. Interestingly, a lot of these roads to pass in the snow and stuff, but what's amazing is that places like this, the farmers have got amazing vehicles, you know, for moving the snow, moving the soil and all that sort of thing. And a lot of them have got a kind of snowplow attachment that they can put on. In a rural place like this, the farmers would just clear the roads so they could get about, and everyone.
Lohan says, 1, 2.
1, 2. You're getting effing 2 cars. Just rolling down this hill at the moment. I like rolling in the van. Just definitely getting busy. Sunday, people going out for their Sunday activities. It's nice here. There is a bus that goes along here. There might be like one. There's a chance that there's like a bus every day. I thought I just saw a blackbird with a white tail. That's odd. Really odd. All the trees will be in full leaf and this will be way more shadowed. It's one of the beautiful things about driving around and being out and about in the early summer and spring, just the beauty of everything. Right, so there's a river here. Scottish Power's Renewables, and this is the twisty windy river here at Bar Hill, isn't it? Is this Bar Hill? It is Bar Hill.
Watch her says, holy heck we're zooming.
Holy heck we're zooming. Funny. We're going at 20 miles an hour, 30 kilometers an hour, which is the respectable speed in a village. That looks amazing. It's like an old, like it's like some sort of old, what do you call it? Like a trailer on the back of an Arctic or something. But it looked like somebody turned it into I don't know, like a gang hut or something. Like there probably be some bowling going on there. I like their bowling.
Watch her says, Twitch app was trying to catch up with the feed, so it sped up the video.
Oh really? Amazing. Thanks Twitch. Sometimes I see that as well. Wow. Church. Interestingly, the bell for the church was not in the church, it was outside the church. Cool. It's nice. The next village that I was thinking about maybe trying to find a wee spot, Pinwarry. That looks like a nice wee park up down there. Cool. Always good to spy a wee spy spot like that. colours in the trees. There as well, in that place. It's like a holiday park place. Bar Hill Holiday Park. Hi, hi. So, yeah, I think I'm going to slow down a bit here because I seem to remember there was like really twisty, windy bits. I was quite surprised about how big the corners were, so just cruise along just now. Because there's nobody behind. Windy bit. I think this is the big corner here. Feels like a bigger corner when you're on the other side. There's a lovely little valley here we're at the top of. Sale. Some cracking little bits, like little dwellings here and there. And you see them in the distance and think, I wonder how you get to that. Probably have to go on a big farm track somewhere, you know. A lot of these estates and things like that, you end up driving for miles to get to the big house. It's on the other side of the valley or whatever. I used to live in a place like that. It was 2.5 miles from the road. Which is a bit of a walk in the winter, in the rain and the snow. Met a guy from Toronto in a record shop, and I was like, yeah, you should come out to the house sometime and hang out, whatever, bring some tunes. So he brought a load of tunes, like quite a lot of tunes. And then I was like, right, we've got to walk 2.5 miles now. He was like, what? So we shared the weight of the tunes. And came out there were like, what is this place? In the middle of nowhere, cottage by the reservoir sort of thing. Brilliant. Just a bit tricky to get to. Taught me about cows though, and sheep. I'm more scared of male sheep than I am of cows. Male sheep are a bit feisty, my experience. So look at that, there's a big castle, a ruined castle there just to the left. So, wow.
Wisiko says, you so the time zones are real.
Hey Wisiko, big ups. Nice to see you. So yeah, there's a river here.
It's 4 a.m. here.
4 a.m. It must be... What time is it here? It's 9:30 here in the morning. And we've been streaming now since about 7 o'clock. So yeah,
Wisiko says, time for some dubstep in it.
Yeah, mate. We could do some dubstep tonight on Grow TV if you're interested. Been enjoying playing dubstep recently. In fact, was it last Sunday we raided into you? I think it was, wasn't it? I think might have been playing some dub and dubstep then as well. Because, or was it Tuesday? I can't remember. So, the river is around here.
Wolohans says, river is always a great place to chill.
Yeah, that's a railway line. Oh, interesting. Wonder where that railway line goes to. Maybe it's the Stranraer line. Interesting. Yeah, so I'd like to be around here. There's a wee river here. And the trick is like finding somewhere to park. Interestingly, there is this little pool in here. Let's just stay here for a second. And yeah, it's a signal. What are we doing? 5 megabytes per second, and it's up at 6.27 gigs. So I think we're alright actually when it comes to
Dana TV says, hello, lurking, working and listening to you. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. How are you doing, hun? Right, it's nice seeing the scrub line up there on the hill as well. Trees are growing quite high up that hill. That's good. So, we've been charging a bit now. You've got 75% battery, which is good. There's not much charge left on the gimbal though. But there will be some charge on it. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little look around handheld here and see how we get on with the connection. if there's a nice wee spot, then potentially we can come back here with the telescope and look down the river. Look at all this wild garlic and comfrey. Amazing. So this is wild garlic, or ramsons. See, it's got this nice big, flat leaves. Not these ones. That's I think comfrey. But it's the flatter ones that are in there at the ends of these nice white flowers. Wild garlic's nicer. It's a bit sweeter before it flowers, but you can eat it after it flowers. And it is super, super garlicky. Really nice to mix it with nettles. Here's some nettles here. Mix the nettles with the wild garlic and maybe some sticky willy as well. There's some sticky willy. Some cleavers and stuff. It sticks to you. It sticks to things. See how it's sticking to me? It's got lots of little hairs on it. And the hairs just stick to everything. Particularly animals' hair and stuff, and that's how it transports itself around. Animal transport. So it's a very creepy plant as well. We've got some raspberry in here as well, some wild raspberry. And yeah.
Wisiko says, yo, your camera quality is great.
Proper hedgerow. Thank you. This is an iPhone 13 Pro. And this was the first of the iPhones, I think, to get a proper upgrade a few years ago for the camera. And I believe that I think it's the iPhone 15 has got an even more enhanced camera system. The Samsung's phones, I think, have got pretty nice.
Wisiko says, great.
So it looks like there's a wee path here. But is it actually a path? It doesn't really go anywhere. And it just goes to here. Into the wild garlic. So these big leaves that you see here, that's butterbur. Butterbur, people used to wrap their butter in that and sell butter in butterbur, basically, in these big leaves. And they get huge.
Dana TV says, we have this plant here.
Yeah, so it looks, some people get a bit confused about it, and other...
Wisiko says, I never thought of streaming straight off my phone. I tend to overcomplicate things and forgot it was an option. Dana TV says, the wild garlic.
The wild garlic, yeah, ramsons it's called in English. And then this one here is comfrey. And it's got lovely, as you see, these lovely purple flowers. So it's really good for your garden, this stuff. A mixture of comfrey and nettles makes the most amazing plant food. So if you want a really good organic plant food, this is the stuff, basically. And I love the way the flowers are. I love the way they kind of like, the shape of them there. Can you see the way they're kind of...
Dana TV says, Andy, what's your thoughts on grounding?
On grounding? Well, I think the best way to ground is probably to take your shoes off and your socks off and to connect with the earth in that way. Connect with the elements through your feet. Depending on what type of grounding is required, then I think it's permissible perhaps to maybe involve some form of plant to help with that. Again, it depends on what type of plant and what your temperament is. Usually, though, I would suggest that people just use breathing as an approach, but breathing in itself.
Dana TV says, what you mean a plant?
Yeah. So, by eating plants, like earlier today we were out and I was talking to people about rosebay willowherb and hawthorn and stuff like that. So I was picking the plants and eating the plants, and that kind of feeling of picking wild plants and eating them, it kind of has an effect on the psyche, I think, a positive effect on the psyche. So if you want to ground yourself in the place that you're, if you eat the plants of that place, then you're going to you're imbibing the place, aren't you? So that could be, I'd say that would probably be part of grounding as well. Breathing is definitely an important thing. But again, some people can get overwhelmed with breathing as well, so it's important to do the right thing for the right person at the right time, if that makes sense. Sometimes people are very, they're what we call aroused. I don't mean aroused in a, hey, how are you doing, kind of aroused. I mean, just basically in fight or flight kind of thing, arousal. When people are in a reactive place, for whatever reason, they maybe have to, there's maybe some different stages that you need to go through. And sometimes if people are suffering from, abuse and things like that, maybe terrible things in their life, they might find it very difficult to be still and to do grounding, because by being still, they suddenly are faced with the things that they're trying to avoid, if that makes sense. So different grounding methods for different people at different times. I think that's my thoughts on grounding. I'm looking at some fish in the water. They're quite small. But they are there. That bird is a wren. Second smallest birds in the UK, with the loudest voice.
Dana TV says, birds are singing.
So the question is, how do you get down to the river? And can we get down to the river and still be streaming? Basically. You just tick, 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 tick. A warning. warning call. So, the Jubilee Bridge. This picnic area lies beside a bridge crossing the River Stincher, which is the river that comes out where my village is. The bridge was built to replace a footbridge in 1887, the year of Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee. It was rebuilt in 1960, but the name has remained. Until this point, the River Stincher is affectionately known as the Wee Stincher, but downstream of the bridge, the water of the Dusk River swells the Stincher. The wider river snakes its way along the broad, flat-bottomed valley and swerves around the distinctively shaped Knockdolian Hill as it flows towards the Ayrshire coast. Sometimes called the twin of Ailsa Craig, the hill is made of a hard rock called volcanic breccia, lava that has cooled quickly and then been broken by explosive eruptions into angular stones that have been fused together. The hill was moulded by glaciers during the Ice Ages into a streamlined lozenge shape known as Crag and Tail. Crag and Tail formation is a very common formation. Red squirrel is clearly here, along with kingfisher and otter and trout. So that's kind of why I wanted to get a wee spot along here, because I thought there might be a chance we can see a kingfisher. That was my hope, anyway. So let's wander along here a bit, see how we get on with the signal. Are you guys still there? It's nice when you talk to me, it helps me know that you're still here.
Dana TV says, yes, yes. Listening.
You're listening. Cool. Interesting. So if we could get into that field on the other side, we'd be able to get to the river no problem. So I think that might be what our mission is, to get into the field on the other side, because there's loads of access to the river on the other side. But here it seems to be quite steep on this side. So before we start going right off the beaten track, let's go see if we can find a way into that field. Oh, there's some self-heal in the ground here. Oh, it's nice. I'm seeing all my plant friends I've not seen for months. Nice to be out here with you guys as well.
Wolo Hans says, have you ever done any metal detection?
I've never done metal detecting. That would be quite a cool thing to do. Except for, I think I maybe prefer, like, rather than going around with a metal detector and then digging for things, I think I'd quite like to do that magnet fishing. So there's Knockdolian Hill, there's the hill that I was talking about. So down there. And then beyond that is, well, you can't see it right now, but there's just a sea down there where I live. Where we're heading in that direction eventually. Are you seeing red? Look out for red squirrels, basically. The sign really needs a clean. Honestly, it looks like it's starting to turn into compost. So yeah, how do we get into this field? That is the question. Yeah. Difficult. Maybe, oh, I see where I get into the field. It's there actually, near where we parked. So what's it say on this? Polite notice. When sheep in fields, dogs must be kept on a lead. Oh, that's nice. So they know that people come in the field, which is good. Good for us. So this might be us finding our new spot by the river. Which I'll be really pleased about if we have at last found a spot by the river. It's been looking for one for a while. Ideally we'd get one where we could just sit in the van and look at the river from there with a telescope, you know, just have a wee hidey spot. But now the weather's getting a bit nicer, I feel like we could bring the telescope out if it's not too windy. That's the main problem when it's a bit windy. We found out that yesterday. Telescope doesn't really like the wind very much.
Wolohans says, always action on the river.
Often, yeah. Dippers or something going on. So yeah, we've got, it's a bit further along here, there was really some quite good spots there. Just here, you can see there's a bank. Ah, oyster catchers spell. There's a good sledging hill over there. Right, I'm interested to see whether it F's when I get down into this little bit. Hopefully it won't. Are we good? Yeah, this is great. This feels like it has potential.
Wolohans says, pan for gold.
Yeah. I don't know, you might be, do you think you're joking or are you being serious? Because there are some, there was a Scottish gold rush at one point, and a lot of the rivers do contain a little bit of gold. Maybe that's the same everywhere in the world, but
Joking.
there's a place called Wanlock Head in the hills, kind of at the north of Dumfries and Galloway, and yeah, people go gold panning there to this day. It's quite popular. I'm sure if I had a little look into it, there's probably a variety of little rivers and streams and things where if you are diligent enough you might find a few bits of gold. Certainly where I lived, in a place called Moffat, the Annan water there We found one summer when it was quite low, somebody had put a cartwheel in, the metal bit from an old cartwheel, because you put it in the deep areas where the gold goes, basically. So that was a way that people used to get gold, basically. And it was quite cool to find the old wheel still there. This is lovely. Lovely, lovely. Lovely sound of the river. Interestingly, that the signal's going up here. We're getting better signal as we're going up here, which is amazing. Feels like a nice spot to come and have a picnic. Picnic by the river, look out for kingfishers and stuff. Feels like a good plan. Oh, there's some more fish down there. Not very big fish, but fish nonetheless. Very nice. It's the sort of place we could get the drone up as well, do a bit of flying overhead so you can see where we are in the landscape and stuff. It's good. This is nice. This is what we call a riparian woodland. It's a woodland that goes along the side of the river. And when you wander through the trees, you get the light coming through the trees in a kind of nice stroboscopic way. And when you bathe in that atmosphere, it can be beneficial for your mood. It's called Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing, and this wouldn't be the worst place to come and do a little forest bathing session, to be honest. It's nice by the river here. Super nice. I just keep walking with you. I'm just aware that the gimbal's going to run out. And then I'll have to hold you by hand. Diana, we're coming up to a bush and I can smell it from here. This is gorse bush. Gorse smells like coconuts. Ah, it smells so nice. But unlike the broom, it's really spiky, so you need to be careful when you're smelling it, and also be careful of spiders, that you don't huff a spider. But yeah, you can take the flowers. I tend to take there's a little, what looks like a mayfly type thing, or a stonefly just landed on me. Take the outer husk off, and then you can eat the flowers. Taste.
Ziffer says, morning.
Morning. It wasn't very tasty, that one. Nice to see, Decipher. We're eating gorse bushes right now. That was much sweeter. So you can put that in your bread.
Gentle Jungle says, giraffing still I see.
Yeah.
Ziffer says, tasty.
Not unpleasant. Sweet. A little bit sweet. So yeah, you can eat the gorse flowers. Put them in your bread if you're making bread. Then we've got the hawthorn that we were munching on earlier. Which is nice. Nice fresh leaves straight off the tree. No chemicals. Just have to watch out for spiders. Decipher, how are you? How are you, bro? How is your weekend? So it might stand to reason to you that the gorse flowers that are in the sun are usually the smellier, more tasty ones. Yeah, just sweet. Interesting that you think they would taste more like the smell, but that coconut smell doesn't seem to be.
Ziffer says, I'm good thanks bro, chillin' after last night out, how are you buddy?
There's a weird smell here. Maybe there's a dead thing or something somewhere around here. Were we out? Out last night? I was. We were in the van last night, and there's loads of flies here as well. I think there probably is a dead carcass here somewhere. Right, through the flies, quick! Probably a dead sheep or something somewhere there.
Ziffer says, when .c Nikacek do a set local to me.
Ah, nice. Love Nikacek's vibe. Such a good guy. It's nice that you were out supporting him. Well done, man. 174 massive. Are you having another party this summer? I know that you've had a few woodland. Is it a woodland parties that you have?
Yeah man, he smashed it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He does, generally. So do you. Decipher plays the best jump up on Twitch as far as I'm concerned.
Watch her says, Lassie.
Lassie? Lassie, send help.
Ziffer says, yep, I'm having another this year. Fancy a road trip?
I am thinking about having a road trip, yeah. I wanted to do it last year, but it didn't work out. Lovely. Lovely here, it really is. we could definitely come and chill here. 7.56 gigabytes at 5 megabytes per second. It's a pretty good signal. It really is. Okay, right, well, I'm satisfied that we've explored this little spot and that it will bring us some river
Ziffer says,
rewards.
that water looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. It's a sort of let's go for a paddle kind of vibe. You just sit in that. There's lots of little trout. Tiny little trout. But it's looks reasonably good. Some little trout in the water there. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see them swimming in the... See them swimming off? They'll just go into deep water if they think I'm going to chase them. They're coming back again, but see when they hit my shadow, they're going to freak out. See? Oh, no, they're not. They're nice looking fish, actually. They've got lovely, lovely little black bars on the side and stuff. Do you see them? Fry, little fish. Then get bigger and get bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's the sort of, that's kingfisher food fry. It's kingfisher food size, that is. It's always good to see. Let's see if I can make you a bit more widescreen so you're not having to deal with all the bumps so much. Interesting. I wonder what that is. Why is that like that? Weird. Maybe there's been somebody fishing here? No, I don't know. It's weird. Why would it be like that? Maybe it's a dog. Maybe there's been a dog digging in there. Maybe that's what it is. Because there's lots of dog footprints.
Lohan says, fish trap.
Dog footprints up to this point here. Yeah, maybe it's a wee fish trap. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But you see there's footprints that go to that. So maybe it's a... what's it? Odd. So this looks like a nice spot. Looking for otter print as well. He's here. You know, we could use a telescope. We could see quite a long way down the river there. It's reasonably chilled out here as well. So yeah, on days where there's not a lot of wind. Fabulous. Right, let us away. interesting that I haven't seen any bird action on the river at all. No dipper, no wag. Oh no, I saw an oyster catcher, so tell a lie. The oyster catcher was in the field and then it went down to the river. Didn't see any wagtails. Expect to see a grey wagtail on the river. Maybe a dipper. It could be that things are sitting on nests at the moment. And but yeah, there's I'd like to see a dipper fly by or something like that, just to give me a bit of confidence that we might see some stuff if we come back here. I think we will though. It's just about being patient, you know. That's the thing about nature watching, is it's not always there when you want it to be there. Oh, there's some bigger fish in there. Again, they're kind of schooling around as well. Where are you? I saw you a minute ago. That's interesting. Wonder if they've gone and hidden. I wouldn't have thought they'd have been able to see me. Maybe they can. Ah, they've completely disappeared. That's weird. There's a couple out there. I see some further out. That was peculiar. For them to be there and then not be there. They can swim quite fast though, don't they? I bet they use those rocks as little hidey places against herons and tall things that come and loom in the water. It's nice here. That's our oyster catcher friend over there. And marsh marigolds over there. So it's nice that we've seen some of these things up close today as well. So you can see how they just kind of fit into the landscape. It'd be really nice over time to be able to, you know, have a few of you be like, I think I know what that thing is now, after seeing it on stream. Oh, dipper, thank you. Fantastic. That's what I asked for, and I saw it. Fantastic. Do you know what a dipper is? Dippers are little brown birds. They're quite territorial. And they tend to fly up and down the river. To say I've not seen one do what it just did. It flew up in the air and kind of did a little fly around and then went back again. Oh look, somebody's made a little stone sculpture. Who was that? Was that you, Decipher? Oh, oyster catcher coming in. You're just going to make a noise, aren't you? You're going to be like, there's somebody coming. And that's going to put everything else off. Not a big fan of oyster catchers for their...
Decipher says, lol, I wouldn't have the patience.
dipper. Dipper, dipper, dipper. I could go and get the tripod and the telescope and set up here. I'm a bit hungry. I feel the need to go and get some food in my belly. Otherwise I'll be out here all day without any energy. So what we have to do is head back to the ranch, so to speak, and you hear that bird in front of us? It's doing 2 times its call, two times the phrase, and then moves to the next phrase. Sometimes 3. That's the oyster catcher. Can you hear this bird that we're walking towards? Making the double calls and the triple calls. The one that's going, "Oh, for God's sake, mother, oh, for God's sake, mother." That's a wood pigeon. That's some Japanese knotweed growing here as well.
Sifa says, that stuff is horrible.
No. We spotted a bit earlier on, we had a little chat about it. Talking about, we've had some interesting conversations recently about nature and species, you know, how species move around and things like what is native, what's non-native and why, and what's regarded as invasive and what's, you know, what's just a good at spreading or whatever, good at colonizing. It might not necessarily be an invasive. It might not grow to the exclusion of others and things. I was explaining how plants from other places, they're not bad, you know, they're not weeds necessarily, they're just plants in the wrong place. They don't know how to play with other plants because they've never learned properly. Back at the trusty steed. There, Harris, how are you doing, baby? Enjoying the wee chill there in the sun? Okay, so to try to get you off, clink, yes, without, try and plug you in without, we did it. Getting better at this. Right, I'm happy now. Well, I was already happy, but I'm even more happy that we found a little spot by the river. Maybe there's a spot we can find by the river a bit closer to home as well, but we had signal there, there was a river there, and there was access to the river, and it was quite chill. You know, like not lots of people, although there is a dog walker walking around there. It didn't feel like, you know, some of the spots where we sit is beside a busy road, you know, where we see the seals, for example. It's really busy there. So, yeah, it's a bit problematic. Okay, so same instructions as before. please keep chatting to me, and if it Fs or whatever, please let me know. And lags and things like that, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to map the areas that are good and bad, and we can do that by looking at the VODs, or I can do that by looking at the VODs.
Watch her says, now we dash Kimonas, Scotland.
Bumpy. That's it. So I think we're going to be alright. I think you're probably going to stay on. But there was definitely one spot that it effed on the way up here yesterday. So I'll be interested to see whether it's only that bit or what. Because the River Stincher, the river we've just been at, comes out where I am living as well, and so yeah, the Stincher Valley is important as a kind of place marker. Is that the right way of putting it? The river being the defining aspect of lots of different elements in the landscape as it winds its way down to the sea. It's a kind of common factor. So cows look well chilled, some standing, some sitting. It looks nice down here as well, nice and open.
Watch her says, cows.
For signal. So as we get down here, just as we get down to the coast, there's a field with Highland cows. So if it seems like they are viewable, because they sometimes hide away on that field, but if they're viewable, we can stop there and we'll look at I'll just take you out handheld and we can look at some Highland cows as well. We've already had snuffles with some form of cow. I'm not sure what it was. Some really interesting buildings around here. What I'm also looking for is places where there's some nice woodlands, where I can lead some forest bathing activities for people in the village. I've applied for some funding for me and Kamal to do forest bathing, both on stream and also in person with people. So I've got some ideas of some local woodlands, but if there are any up this way, like that one we've just been to, for example, that was a nice little spot. Parking issue is a bit of an issue there though. We might be able to park near the community centre and walk to that spot. It's not a huge distance. I'd like to find a mixture of different types of woods. So beside us at the Glen App, in Glen App there's quite a lot of different types of wood. Mixed woodland, a bit of conifer, a bit of broadleaf, all kind of mixed together. I tell you, when the trees come out this time of year, it's just so pretty. I should probably go and we should maybe do the shots that we did in the autumn. We took the drone out and we flew it over the Glen App trees to to get some nice autumn tree shots. Might also be a consideration to do that now, soon, like this week. And get some of the spring shots with the different coloured leaves just coming out. Because they're all going to turn darker green, but at the moment some of them are lighter, different kind of, got all these different colours, and some of them are coming out red and stuff. So lovely, lovely. Cypher likes his trees. I need a Cypher. Lovely to see all the bluebells on the verges here, and hawthorns are out in the sun. Just have to be careful on some of these corners because tractors don't always stick to the lane. Cars don't either, but tractors can often be a bit wider. Some parking space there, interestingly. How's the signal right now? Seems to be doing alright. Oh, it's into the 8 gigabytes. Oh, we get great signal up here. It's almost better than it is down in the village. These gorse bushes are going for it right now. Fantastic. This is just joining into CowlAndCape. So to go a bit slower here. 20. 20 is plenty. Everyone looks at you. Who's that? Who's that?
Ziffer says, signal is fine, buffered a couple of times.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So yeah, we went the kind of long way round the hill one day. Oh, there's Frank. And other people from my choir. I'm just going to go and quickly say hiya. I'll leave the car running. It's like do you know the program Cheers, guys? And there's a lyric in the Cheers theme song where it says everybody knows your name and everybody knows your name. And that's what it's like around here. Everybody gets to know who you are, your car, your this, your that. And if you just drive by when they wave to you, they're going to be like, what an ignorant bastard. So I had to stop and just say hiya. So there's a good pub there, a hotel and bar called the Boar's Head. I don't know if it's good, but it's got a good name. The Boar's Head. The Boar's Head.